Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. I think I covered this on one of my previous videos, but ladies and gentlemen, before I even start reading this, very short article by the way, let me give you some advice, and you can take it or not take it, it's up to you. If you do not own a small generator, at the very least, a small gasoline generator, you all know that I love solar generators, but there are some things that I would prefer to use a gasoline generator or a dual fuel generator for. For example, running an air conditioner. If you live in the western part of the United States that is currently being consumed with heat and drought, this is not going to be a one-off thing. This is going to continue to happen year after year. And it could happen for as long as the next couple of decades. We are going into a mega drought that is going to last more than a decade. Alright, ladies and gentlemen? If you don't want to believe that, at least do your own research and convince yourself that what I'm telling you is wrong. So do your own research if you want to convince yourself that what I'm telling you is not going to come our way. Especially for those of you that live in the western part of the U.S., especially places like California, Nevada, Arizona, places like that are getting extremely hot right now and will continue to get hot every season afterward. You need to have a small generator to at least run those essential things in your home, because as I've stated in previous videos, this drought and this heat is going to cause electricity to be less available. For example, the Hoover Dam is currently producing about 25% less electricity than what it normally does when it's full, because it's so low, because the water level is so low. So why wait until it gets at its worst before you prepare for this? I mean, I just took a look at Amazon and there are still generators available and you can still get them. Why wait until they are sold out before you decide to go and purchase one? Let's go ahead and take a look at what this article has to say. It says, triple-digit heat dome bakes Pacific Northwest and triggers first blackout. Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about this before. We are going to have rolling blackouts, especially in those areas where it's getting really hot. We are going to have rolling blackouts. We're going to have brownouts. And a brownout is kind of like when you get dirty electricity, not that much electricity where you can actually use it efficiently, and it can actually damage your devices. So in addition to getting generators, get some surge protectors for your home. That way, if you do have rolling blackouts, if you do have brownouts, that way your equipment or whatever appliance you're running off of your grid power can be protected with a surge protector. The Pacific Northwest is experiencing a multi-day heat wave that we said last week would be historic. The unrelenting triple-digit temperatures shattered records across the region and have stressed out power grids where rolling blackouts have been reported. Bloomberg reports Avista Corporation, which supplies electricity to 340,000 residential, commercial, and industrial customers, triggered its first rolling blackout across its grid after it became overloaded Monday evening. Rotating outages first hit 9,300 customers late Monday and could expand as temperatures remain well above through the 4th of July. Avista was the first major utility to report rolling blackouts in the Northwest region, and with positive temperature anomalies to linger through the week, it may not be the last. Avista has never experienced this kind of demand on our system and this kind of impact to our system. Ladies and gentlemen, don't wait until you need it to get it. If you're sitting pretty right now in one of these parts of the U.S. that is predicted to get even hotter and more drought driven in the years to come, get what you need now. I'm sure it's going to be a lot more expensive later on when you really need it and everyone else needs it as well and they're all rushing to get it. Don't let the generator shortage be the toilet paper shortage that we had last year. Get your generators now. In my opinion, a dual fuel generator, one that uses gasoline and one that uses propane, is best to have if that's all you can afford. If you can afford a small gasoline or dual fuel generator and a solar generator with solar panels, even better. As we noted last Friday, a historic heat wave was set to transform the Pacific Northwest into a furnace this weekend. It has the potential to shatter long-standing temperature records, and that is precisely what it did. Major metros such as Portland and Seattle broke record highs by huge margins as positive temperatures anomalies reached between 30 to 40 degrees. Wow. That's incredible. And it says here that Portland hit 116 degrees by Monday afternoon, the highest temperature in more than 8 decades of record keeping. It was the third day of triple-digit temps. Seattle recorded 108 degrees Monday afternoon, easily surpassing its previous 103-degree record from 2009. Positive temperature anomalies for the city yesterday were 34 degrees. Wow. Usually temps average around 74 degrees. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 34 degrees higher than normal. The Pacific Northwest is a region where many people lack central air conditioning, and experiencing multiple days of triple-digit weather is hazardous for health. Tuesday will be likely the hottest day in recorded history for many sites across the inland Northwest, the National Service in Spokane warned. And of course, higher temperatures always indicate increased power and demand and skyrocketing prices. Electricity price at Pacific Northwest jumped 435% to $334 a megawatt hour on Monday. So with sizzling temperatures forecasted for Tuesday, rolling blackouts might expand as power grids in the region are stretched. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just take a look at this last part right here. Electricity prices increased 435%. You're better off getting a small generator to run your air conditioner, even if it's a window air conditioner. Because even with paying for the gasoline that is taken to run that small generator, it's still cheaper than paying for the electricity service that you're getting through your wires, through your grid, because of these ramp-ups in prices. And from what I understand, these ramp up in prices, you don't really get any notice until you actually get the bill. So don't get stuck with a $7,000 bill like some people did in Texas during that winter freeze that they had, that freak anomaly. You notice how we're getting freak anomalies in different parts of the country? In February, Texas had a deep freeze. Now in the Northwest, they're having a bake-off, right? They're getting baked. And they're beating records that they've never beaten before. And here, last February in Texas, they never had anything like that, ever. So this, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, all right, do your research. In my opinion, this is the grand solar minimum. During the grand solar minimum, it doesn't mean that everything gets cold. It means that weather events are sporadic and that their apex are much higher than it was before. So meaning where it says that in 2009, Seattle had a record of 103 degrees, and it got beat by 5 full degrees Fahrenheit, which is huge. So we're going to have spikes in the apex of things that have happened in the past. If we've had records in the past for heat, we're going to beat those records. If we've had records in the past for cold, like in Texas, we're going to beat those records. So you need to prepare now. Prepare yourselves for what's coming as far as getting an air conditioner, because heat can kill just as easily as cold can kill. It's like me saying, yeah, I'm not going to have a backup generator for the winter time. If the electricity goes out, it goes out. It's just negative 40 degrees outside. Absolutely not. Of course I need to have a backup generator. I need to be able to run my heater to keep my house warm. Same thing with the heat. If you don't have an air conditioner, or if you don't have a generator to power your air conditioner because you're having rolling blackouts, this is the time to get them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let me show you a couple that I recommend. These are on my Amazon storefront because I think they're of good quality, of good price for what you get. And these, I either have them or do recommend these. And they're still available on Amazon. That's the thing. That's what's getting me. They are still available on Amazon. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you come here to my Amazon storefront, you're going to see something that says power generation, solar, and fuel. You click on that, and it brings you to all of the things that I recommend for power generation and all of the peripherals and things like that. And of course, here you see all of the solar generators, which, wow, they are still on sale. I thought that they weren't on sale anymore. But here are your gasoline and or dual fuel generators. These are all still here, ladies and gentlemen. These are all still available. Maybe not at the same prices that I bought them for, because usually I wait for things to go on sale before I buy something, but they're still available. Now, would you rather have something like this and have some electricity to run your air conditioner, or would you rather just suffer through the heat and not have anything to keep you cool? So these are all on sale. Like, look at this one. Let's take a look at this dual fuel. So this one right here is a dual fuel generator. Let's take a look at it. This generator will take either propane or gasoline. And let me see, how many watts is this thing? It's a 4,000 watt. So this 4,000 watt generator, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be able to power an air conditioner. It's going to be able to power your refrigerator, your freezer, and keep some lights on in the house, in addition to probably power your TV and stuff like that. 4,000 watts is a pretty good amount of electricity, and it's usually just enough to power an entire house, with the exception of like an electric dryer or an electric water heater. All right, with the exception of those two things, it's usually enough to power a whole house. Now, this here says that it's not available to me because they won't ship this to Alaska, but I'm pretty certain that it's available to you all. So go take a look at these. You don't have to buy this one. I think that this is a pretty good price for this, for what you're getting. However, you don't have to buy this one. Buy whatever makes sense for you, because you're the one that's going to be using it. But there's a whole bunch of different types. If you want a quieter generator, get one of these little quiet generators. You have anything from a Honda that's $1,100 to something that's an off-brand name that still produces the same power, that's maybe $300 or $400, or to something that's like a Furman, like the one that I've reviewed before, that's maybe $400 or $500 now. Okay, so Costco also has these Furmans on sale. Well, they're not on sale anymore. I think they're like $500 or $450. So if you don't have a generator, I would say that that should be on the top of your priority list as far as getting your next prep. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and finish it at that. I can't say anything more about this. You need to prepare yourselves not only with food and water, but with those things that are going to allow you to continue to live, and also continue to live a standard of living that you're used to. If you're sweltering in the heat and you can't do anything because it's so hot, and you don't have electricity to run an air conditioner because your local power company keeps doing rolling blackouts, then in my opinion, you need a generator. Having said that, thank you very much for joining in today. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Last Prepper. I'm out.